Alright, welcome to Top 10 Country Music Songs of All Time for me. These are songs that I listen to daily, songs that every day I got popping in the earbuds, and I see it and I go, alright, I'm listening to this song only. This will be a continuation series, Top 10, Top 20, Top 30. It'll probably get up to where I do my Top 100 country songs, but those will all have to be written down in order because I don't remember. So starting out at top 10, starting out at number 10, thought about starting at number 1, gonna do 10. Number 10 has to be How Not To by Dan and Shay. If only I could play all these songs to show you guys why I like them so much. If you go search this and you search the story behind the song, you figure out the whole story and why it's so perfect for what they're doing and what they were doing at the time. It was actually wasn't written by any of their writers. It wasn't written by them. It was written by not exactly a fan. It was written by a lower tier artist, somebody that hadn't been making music, but was sitting there writing a song. And Simply Dan and Shay, I think they heard the studio. Don't know if it was a studio recording or normal recording. I can't remember. This was a while ago. I watched a video, but they watched the recording of this guy singing the song, and they said, "We love it. We want to take it. We want to put our own spin on it." They didn't. They kept the raw song pretty much. They changed a couple of words, of course, to give that country vibe, but they performed this live, and you can see just how emotionally invested they are in the song. So that makes it really well done. That makes you feel more invested in the song because you want to be invested in what the artist is invested in. That's what, as somebody who's done music on this channel, when I see that those videos do well, I'm sort of like they like me for the voice and everything, and I think that's what a lot of these artists think about what they do. Now, number 9. Number 10 was a clear one. Number 9 isn't really. I would have to say Confession by Flo Rida Line is number 9 on the list because I first heard this song. I'm a huge NASCAR fan, so I tried to catch every race. It's been hard, but I tried to. They performed this song. The first time I had heard of Flo Rida Line, it was the 2013 race, I think. Hold on, let me check that. Right. So I was 3 years off, and the timing was 2016 they did it, but I had never heard of Flo Rida Line, and I said, who are these guys? I was just getting back into country music after listening to rock for about a year. Classic rock, AC/DC, the hard pounding guys, and this song, the first time I heard it, it's so weird, it's not higher on the list. The first time I heard it, it snapped me back into loving country music again. Because I had stepped away from country music, listened to other things, and there were still some country music tunes that I listened to that I was like, of course, I love this song and I know why. And when they played this song, I recognized that it meant so much to them, and it sent me on an emotional thing. I wasn't crying or anything, but in my mind, the wheels were spinning, and I was going, wow, this is so amazing. And I was sitting there going, okay, this is, the wheels were turning, and I was thinking, and I was like, wow, this song is really about confessing something. And the lyrics to the song, if you look at them, one of them is, so one of the lyrics in the song is right hand on a cold one, confession. What I think they're trying to say here is you got your right hand on a beer and you're recognizing all the stuff you did wrong. And as you drink the beer, you get. I feel like the first time they say that, the song is leading on as you're drinking it, and it ends beer at the time that you that the song ends. It's time you end a beer. It's time you sit down and you sit there, and after it all processes through your head about all the stuff that you can think of, because they're all those emotional drunks. And I'm not saying they are the people. What I'm saying is This song can lead you in that direction of saying, wow, maybe this alcohol, maybe it's not that bad, maybe, even though we know it's bad, look what it did. It made the video, obviously, if I were to play it, you guys wouldn't, it wouldn't match up with what I'm saying, but in my mind, that's what I thought it was about. And that's what, if I wrote it, that's what I know it'd be about, because that song lyric right there, right hand on a cold one, confession, it was going back to the original country music, and I think they had released some that wasn't the original country music. This one was, so I think, was their confession to those older country music artists, and them saying, all right, we confess we haven't been the best country artist. We've been going a little bit more, because this was at the time when pop was becoming more and more in there. And the song was them just saying, all right, I know what I've done wrong. I know how I can fix it. And they fixed it. And they felt like this song made it right. I really do too. So number 8, Ain't Worth the Whiskey by Cole Swindell. I've covered Cole Swindell on this channel before, and the You Should Be Here cover video that I'm not sure if it's copyrighted or not. I really hope it's not, because but Ain't Worth the Whiskey was the first Cole Swindell song I ever came across. And I mean, before I figured out that there was You Should Be Here, or Broke Down, or any of these Cole Swindell songs that a lot of people know, I heard Ain't Worth the Whiskey, and I was like, I love these songs about these soldiers and everything. And the first part of the song, we go, okay, it's in a bar, so everybody straight goes to, well, it's, country music during a bar, it's after a breakup. But, you hear this one lyric that says, I'm drinking for the soldiers overseas saving our ass. And it's sort of something that you look at and you go, wow, this whole song you thought it was about a breakup and him getting over it, but it's not. It's about him. I think after that, with how it slows down, sort of, it's more about him recognizing that country music is so much the genre that should carry on the, I don't want to say torch, because obviously a lot of different genres will, but they're the ones that wrote about soldiers and stopping the war. And if you listen to old country music, that first came out, it was more against the war and all this, and I know rock got into that and everything, but country music was, I will say, it was invented by, we learned this in history music, it was invented by the slaves. They started just writing down their problems and making it in music, and that's what country music evolved into, and that's what it's evolved into now. And I feel like this is him showing the evolution of a song. Not many people were at the time. It was more, he was telling a story of, yeah, I came in here after a breakup, but I can walk out because I know that in the end it wasn't about the breakup. It was, I got somebody overseas that I'm drinking for, not, or I got somebody, I know a whole bunch of people that were overseas that I'm drinking for. And it's not just him drinking to drink. And I feel like people don't get that. In some songs, it can be about, yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm going to tip one back. This song, I think, is really about enculturing what it is about just this whirlwind of, it can be drinking, but it doesn't have to be a breakup. But it is a breakup. But it's not. It's a song about me just drinking for my soldier buddy that's overseas. And I think that that's probably the main reason a lot of people like it, is for that reason. And it's so good for that reason. So yeah, there's number 8. Number 7. This one, as you start getting closer to the top 5, it'll be hard. Number 7. Greatest country song of all time for me. Number 7 lands us with 10 Rounds with Jose Cuervo. or 10 Rounds of Jose Cuervo. It's, again, it's this country song that's about drinking, but it shows you what really happens in your mind. He says after 9 rounds, after 8 rounds, and he counts all these rounds and what he does after. And it gets slightly more crazy, slightly more crazy, slightly more crazy, and I feel like people that don't drink, when they do something like this, they don't recognize it gets crazy. No matter what kind of drunk you are, it gets crazy. And this song is just him telling the story of, I had 1 round of Jose Cuervo, somebody comes to dance to me, and I'm getting a little bit of a buzz, and I say no. And then I go out on the dance floor and sort of show my golden shoe of, look what I can do. And then goes and buys more, and after 10 rounds, I lost count and I started counting again. Because after you have so much of that alcohol, it's sort of, I can't tell what I want to do. I can't tell where I am, I can't tell what time it is. All I know is I've had a lot to drink and I can feel it. So that's one of the reasons that I feel like the song is so good. And it takes you on a path, but it takes you on an alcoholic path. And I'm not an alcoholic by any means, but I sure as hell know people that have been. And they, surprisingly enough, they say they listen to the song a lot when they drink. So it's a drinking song, but it's really, really good, tight drinking song. Number 6. I would go with Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith, as this song is just a kick-ass song about the United States fighting terrorism. Uncle Sam shoving a boot up the terrorist's ass, and we're just gonna go kick their ass because it happened after 9/11. It's just a song that's like, he saw what they did, and he saw the impact it had on America, and he made this song and a couple of other songs. This song to say, this is what America's about, you mess with us, we're gonna take you down. And I feel like that's sort of what we needed to feel at the time, was a song that just was us taking somebody down and not remorsing and just showing them what it's about. And it was really, really good. And I was surprised that it was really, really good, because of the fact that I didn't think it could be good at the time, but it was. And the fact that it was so good at the time is just so amazing. And so, now, the top 5, my top 5 favorite country songs of all time. At number 5 lands us with, I have to say, Mercy by Brett Young. It's a song that I've covered on this channel once. It was the first or second one I did. And it's actually one of my most viewed videos, and I'm so proud of that, because that song means a lot to me. It's got me through a lot of tough times, and I feel like a lot of people can open their eyes and listen to it, and it'll get them through a tough time. It's about, yeah, it's about a breakup, but it's about getting out of that breakup. And if you're in a relationship and the person's losing love and losing hope on you and losing all these feelings for you, and it's just, have mercy, let me go. And if you listen to him say the story of the song, it's just let me go. I don't need this. I don't want to be dragging you down. I don't want you to be dragging me down. And I feel like people don't get that. It can be like that so many times in a relationship. Especially if you know, like, there's those relationships where people know that they're getting cheated on and they don't break up. And it's like, this song is so much down to that, because it has portions of where it's like, yeah, I could sort of know. I definitely am getting closer, I know. And then at the end, it leaves off with mercy. Have mercy. As a line to say, let me go. I know you don't want me anymore, just let me go. Have that mercy on me. Let me walk out. Let me decide I want to walk out. And that's why it's so damn good. This was in the prime when Brett Young was writing In Case You Didn't Know, and Mercy, and Like I Loved You, and all these great love songs that, he started this whole new wave of love songs, but his were so good that nobody else could touch him when it came to a song like this. And I feel like this is what made Brett Young the star he is today, is this song right here, Mercy. He releases it after, in case you didn't know, which was a hit on pop stations, even though it was a country song. But it was hits on it wasn't high on country boards. This was his song that got him right up there, right up at the top of the country music boards for a long time. And then, in case you didn't know, jumped and got second right behind Mercy for a while. And it's what launched him into what his career is today, the songwriting powerhouse, the genius behind the love songs, is what I like to call him, because this is what got me into love songs. This is what got a lot of people that are into country music now that hated love songs like I did. That hated them. Heard this and it just took off and made you love and hate country love songs so much, because it pulled out your heart so you wanted to hate it, but the lyrics that you were listening to were so good that you couldn't help but like it. There's not enough songs like this out there, and there needs to be songs that you're like, I gotta hate this. What I'm listening to, the message that it has, it's hard not to like it. So, number 3, Holy by Florida Georgia Line. It's going to be a hard one to get through. This song came out, and this will be an emotional one. The song did come out right after my grandma was diagnosed with cancer, and she was going through it, and so it was sort of that song for me that I sat there and I listened to, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is dragging me through this thing, and I listen to it now and I go, it still makes me think about her. And she's passed on, but it still makes me think about her, because she was somebody that we go all the way out to Emmett, and if any of you live in Idaho, or in Marie, you know how far that is away. And we go out there every Sunday and go to church, go to breakfast. Well, not breakfast, but go to church and go to lunch at our favorite restaurant, Blue Ribbon. This song just made me think. I'm so holy and I'm so grateful, as well, because that's what the theme of the song is. They're grateful for their wives, and I'm recognizing that it's all gonna slip away at some point. Maybe not for them, but for me at the time, it seemed like everything was slipping away in that direction. So I listened to the song and I said, I'm so emotionally invested in the song, this will always be one of my favorites. No matter how many times I skip over it, no matter how many times I don't want to get emotional to it, but it'll be my favorite song by them. Well, second favorite, because there's a couple other songs that aren't on this list, but yeah. Number 2, Whiskey Lullaby by Brad Paisley. A lot of people, even if you don't like country music, have heard this song. It's so good. It's another one of those soldier ones, and just so good that it takes you on this emotional whirlwind, just around and around, and it makes you emotional. But it's a good kind of emotion. It's kind of where you want to cry, but you're listening to it going, I can't cry because I love it so much and I don't want to. But it makes you cry no matter how much you try not to, and it's one of those songs that just pull at your chords and make you emotional, and it's just so good to be emotional with the song, because it's a good song to be emotional too. Now it'll be a tie. Now it's number 1. It's a tie at number 1 between You Should Be Here by Cole Swindell and American Soldier by Toby Keith. They're right there next to each other, vying for that number 1. I couldn't decide which one I loved more. Let's get into American Soldier first. American Soldier, of course, released after 9/11, just like courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. But I love this song ever since before my dad went to Iraq, and this was when I was a little kid. This song I heard right before he left, and it carried me through this whole trip. It's the only song I listen to pretty much daily, and it carried me through, and it still gets, and I still listen to it today, and I'm like, I know why it made me emotional, I know why I did this and that, just a lot of things, and those things that it makes you do, you recognize are good. They're not bad, they're good. They make you think of a loved one or something. Just makes you think of something, or someone you know that served, and it sort of makes you want to thank them more than what you already have for what they've done. Because you recognize they're truly going over there. In the video from the wake-up call and the guy answering the phone, and his reaction and the wife's reaction when he hangs up that phone, and you can see it when he's on the phone, but when he hangs up that phone, their reaction when she asks what the call was. And he shakes his head, you know, she's asking, is it the call to go overseas? He's saying, yeah. And you see as he takes those looks at his family that day that he's leaving in the music video, that day that he's leaving, and he looks at his family and recognizes, I don't do this for glory. I do it because it's something that keeps them free. It's something that helps them. I don't do it for myself. I do it for everybody else. And you're sort of sitting there going, wow. You know, you look at it and you go, wow, it is true. These guys do it not for us, not for them, but for us. For people they don't even know, and they sacrifice it all for. And it's just so good. And I go to military camps, and they play it at the end. And just seeing how many people get emotional over the song, you recognize those are really the people. The people that are associated with military people are the only ones that get what this song is trying to do. And what the message is getting across. And I've thought of covering it 5 or 6 times on this channel over other songs, and I decided not to because I sit there and I go, it just may make me too emotional during it to try and do anything. Even though I usually don't get emotional and I don't during the song, but just reading those lyrics, singing those lyrics, I'm like, that might just make me bust, and I don't know if I want to do that on camera. And that's why I haven't covered it. That's why it probably will. It'll get covered sometime in the future, but not right now. But it's just something that, when I think of it, it comes back to all those memories. So when people say, what's a song that always gets in your head? I say this one because it does. Now, the one that's tied with for the #1 spot, You Should Be Here, Cole Swindell. I just covered this song. It's the latest video on the channel. And it's so good because I listened to the song and I'd put it off and just started listening to it again, and it makes me think everything he's doing. I'm like, this reminds me so much of my grandma. And just, if she was still alive, she'd be taking pictures with all of us. She'd be loving every second. She'd be going to football games, watching me play sports, and everybody else play sports, and supporting all of us. And that's what the song is really about. It's about Cole Swindell. He's not ready to write a song about his dad after he died, but he did. And I feel like it connects, and it's about, and if you listen to him, every time he performs right after the song is when he says, this is for everyone that feels there's somebody that should be here with them at that moment. And it's so good. Pulls out your strings. The writing was awesome. The vocals are even more awesome. It's just a great all-around song, and I feel like all of you should go listen to it. So, there is my country music top 10 list. My top 10 favorite country songs, 10 to 1. I love it. And just so you know, when I do the top 20, it'll probably differ. I don't want to bring up the same songs, so this will be my top 10 favorites of all time. I'll make a top 20 that will not have any, will probably have these in it, but in a different order, because if I make a list, You Should Be Here, American Soldier will be 1 and 2. It's no doubt that the songs below them will change, because they'll get jumped by ones, and everything, but I'll make a top 20 to this, and I love y'all, and I'll see you later.